Hey guys, Deronda here with Foods 101. Today, I'm going to show you how to make these cranberry streusel muffins. Perfect during the holidays, perfect for any day of the year, and freeze as well. The ingredients that go into the streusel part of this muffin is 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of cubed butter, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1 tablespoon of milk. For the batter part, you're going to need 1½ cups of buttermilk, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of heaping fresh cranberries, or you may use frozen, and we're going to chop this down. I'm going to show you how we're going to do it here in a little bit. 3/4 cups of sugar. I've divided because I'm going to add 1/4 to the cranberries once we get them coarsely chopped. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts, or you may substitute with pecans, or you may leave them out altogether if you have a nut allergy. 1 egg, 1/2 cup of butter, 3½ teaspoons of baking powder, and 2 teaspoons of orange juice, or you may substitute with water or milk. Let's first get the streusel topping together. I'm adding my 1/2 cup of sugar into a medium mixing bowl along with that 1/2 cup of flour and the cinnamon with a whisk. We're going to whisk these ingredients until they're well combined. That looks great. Add that cubed butter. You can get in here and just smash this butter in with your dry ingredients, or you can use a tool where you can cut in your butter into your dry ingredients. I'm going to leave it up to you, whichever one you'd like to do. You're going to do this until it looks like a coarse cornmeal or tiny little peas. Now that we've got it looking like this, we're going to add our tablespoon of milk. This is just going to combine the dry ingredients with the milk and hold it together, and we're going to toss it around with a fork or whatever else you want to use. And we can refrigerate this until it's ready to use. For the muffin batter, add your 3 cups of flour into a large mixing bowl. I'm going to reserve 1/4 of my sugar for my cranberries. Add your 1/2 cup of sugar to your flour, along with your salt, your baking soda, and your baking powder. With a whisk, incorporate these ingredients until they're well combined. Set this off to the side. In a processor, I'm going to add my 1 cup of cranberry. Now, you don't need to use a processor for this. You can do this by hand by chopping with a knife. And then we're going to go ahead and get a coarse chop. And if you want to do it finer, you may. All right, I like mine like this. And as you can see, the fineness on there. Add that 1/4 of reserved sugar with a spoon. Mix our cranberry around until it's coated with the sugar. Set this off to the side till we're ready to use. Back with those dry ingredients, I'm going to add that 1/2 stick of butter. I've cut it lengthwise this way, rolled it, cut it lengthwise, and then I've cut it into cubes. Just slice it into cubes as you see what I've done there. Cut this into our dry ingredients. Again, I'm using my pastry tool, or you can just get in here with your fingertips and work it in. You want to work it in till it looks like a fine cornmeal. This is looking beautiful. You don't see any lumps of butter in there. It's cut in with your dry ingredients. Set this off to the side. In a medium bowl, add your egg. Give it a lovely little light whisking while you add your buttermilk. All 1½ cups. Add your orange juice, or like I said, you can substitute with milk or water. Add our cranberries to our wet ingredients. Going to turn that beautiful pink. Back with our dry ingredients, we're going to add our nuts. If we add our nuts and coat them with flour before we add our wet ingredients, the nuts will bake and not fall to the bottom of your muffin. Just a great tip when it comes to baking. Now we're going to make a well here in our flour mixture. We're going to add all the wet ingredients. Just slowly bring in the flour with the wet ingredients. The goal here is to not over mix it. And once you can no longer see that flour, you're ready to add your cranberry muffin batters into their muffin pans to bake. Oh, and it smells so delicious. It's going to be thick. Just heads up, and make sure there's no dry ingredients in the bottom of the bowl. You see that dry ingredients? I'll make sure you get it up from the bottom of your bowl there. There's just a little bit more, so be sure to get down in there and make sure no dry ingredients are hiding from you. These are ready for the muffin pans. I've added paper liners here to my muffin pans. These are going to make 18 muffins with an ice cream scooper. This holds about 3 tablespoons. We're going to flatten the side and add it into our muffin liners. We're looking for 2/3 full here in our muffin pans. Oh, they smell so yummy. I know they're going to be delicious. And at this point, you want your oven preheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Give them a tap so they'll settle down here into the bottom of your muffin pans. Back with that streusel. I'm using a tablespoon so I can get uniform looks here on the top of my muffins. And I'm adding about a tablespoon to the top of each. You're going to add about 2 to 3 teaspoons. There's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. Evenly add it, and you may want to just go back and push it down in there. You don't need to add the streusel to the top of these muffins. They're delicious on their own, but I'm going to leave that up to you. Off to that preheated oven on the middle rack for the next 25 minutes or until a toothpick inserted comes out clean. Use your timer and no peeking. Time to check on those muffins. I'm going to use the toothpick, insert it in the middle part. If that toothpick comes out clean, then we've got baked muffins and it's clean. So we're going to take these out of the oven over here to a cooling rack. And we're going to let them cool about 5 minutes before we take them out of their muffin pan. I'm using a little plastic knife. It's not going to scrape up your pan, and it's going to make it super easy to pop these right out. So you can put them over here on the cooling rack. And then again, they'll just pop right out. You don't want to leave them in the muffin pans because you don't want your muffins sweating on the bottom. Let's give these cranberry muffins a try. I want to show you how moist they are on the inside. We'll just break into it. Ooh, and that streusel topping. And those cranberries is going to be absolutely delicious. Look at that streusel. Look how lovely and moist they are on the inside. Wow. A lovely little bite of tartness, but yet it's sweet. Very moist in that streusel. With those walnuts are just win-win. And again, I'm just going to show you how moist they are. I'm Duranda with Foods 101. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, hit that notification bell to be the first to get my new YouTube food videos. Thanks a million for watching, and I'll catch you lovely people later.